Hi, I'm Cheryl, and today I'll be talking about my final project on automated story illustration. So storybooks are an important learning tool for young children. They aid in not only their symbolic development, but also their analogical reasoning. But the issue is, illustrating these storybooks can be quite expensive and time-consuming, so it can cost several $1,000s and several months for an artist to illustrate an entire book. So this project aims to make it quicker and easier to generate storybook illustrations. So our goal is to provide a web application that automates the process of turning sentences into representative illustrations. So our tool should be able to extract information about what objects to include in an illustration based on the input text. It should also be able to retrieve corresponding images of those objects and put them together in a meaningful way. And finally, it should remember history, like recurring characters, so that can be reused throughout the story. Now we will proceed to a video demonstration. So here we have our interface. It's quite simple, so we've got a place for our illustrations to be displayed, and we've also got a place to input the text for our stories. So we'll illustrate an example scene. So let's say at the garden, Percy the pig puts on a hat. So this input is sent to a backend server. It'll process the sentence and extract information about what's in the scene, where does it take place, how is everything related to each other. And when that's done processing, we'll get back our results. These images are gathered by using the Bing image search API. So we can see here, the canvas now has its background set to garden, which is where our scene takes place. We've also got pictures of a pig in a hat down in the corner. Right now, they just got the same size and they're just put on top of each other, but it's because we're starting our tool fresh, so that's the default placement. But as we use the tool, it will begin to pick up how the user places objects and learn from that. So we'll just move these objects around and scale them to our liking. And since we've called our pig Percy, we can use this name to reference this existing object and update it if we like. So we can say like Percy's hat is blue, and that will replace his red hat with a blue one. Now we'll just complete the scene. This just clears the canvas so we can start our next illustration, and we can also go back to check that our existing illustration is still there. When we finish a scene, it also triggers some machine learning models in the background, and that uses the data on how we moved the objects around, like the pig in the hat, to learn how to place future objects. So in our new scene, we'll say at the beach, Bertha the swine wears a beach hat. And again, the canvas gets updated, and we can see that we've got the picture of a swine wearing a hat here, and this time the objects aren't just thrown on top of each other and sized the same, but it's learned from how we've placed the previous pig and hat. So our picture of this swine is slightly scaled up, and its hat is proportional to Bertha's head, and it's actually sitting on her head. We can also pull up our earlier character Percy and put him into the scene as well. So we'll just say Percy comes to the beach. And Percy will retain all the previous characteristics that we gave him. So he's got this blue hat, and we'll also remember the size and the location that we placed him. If we like, we can still edit his placement on the scene, so just pull him down a bit onto the beach. And finally, we can edit the characteristics of Bertha also by using her name. So we'll just say Bertha is now red and sunburnt, and we can see only Bertha has been affected and she looks a little bit toastier. So that's just an end-to-end demonstration of how we can use our tool to generate multiple scenes for a story. So to summarize, we built a tool that is able to extract important information about objects and their relations from a sentence. We're able to convert that information into representative images with the help of an image search engine. And we also have a system that learns how to put together all these individual image components into a cohesive image. And with this, we hope to ease the process of producing viable illustrations for storybooks. Thank you for listening, and I hope you found some of this informative.